Hi Carl, my name is Ashley, and we're going to be having a conversation today. But before we get started, I just have a few things that I need to say with the camera, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So today is April 4th, 2017. My name is Ashley Byer. I'm a child and youth worker with the Kawartha-Haliburton CAS here in Peterborough, Ontario. I'm currently here with Carl Gallagher in an interview room at the CAS building at 1100 Shamong Road, and it's currently 4 p.m. So, Carl, like I said, I'm a child and youth worker with the Kawartha-Haliburton CAS. Have you ever spoken to a child and youth worker before?
No.
Okay, so my role as a worker is to talk to children and youth and their families and kind of figure out what's going on in everybody's lives to make sure that you and your siblings and other children are living in safe and supportive homes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so before we start into our conversation, I want you to know that I am going to be asking quite a few questions today. But if you at some point feel uncomfortable or you don't want to answer a question, you can let me know. If it makes you more comfortable, you can give me a stop sign. So the stop sign is just putting your hand up like this. Can you show me? Perfect. So if you feel uncomfortable, you don't want to answer a question, just show me the stop sign. I'll skip the question, we can talk about something else, and then I'll come back to it in a little bit. How does that sound?
Okay.
Perfect. So, can you tell me how old you are, Carl?
I'm 10 years old.
You're 10 years old. Okay, and when's your birthday?
August 25th.
August 25th, okay. And can you tell me about your last birthday?
I was really looking forward to my dad coming, and he didn't come.
Okay.
But instead, I had a bunch of friends over from school.
Okay, and your dad he just wasn't able to come?
He ran away.
Okay. So I do want to come back to that, but I want to talk a bit about your party and your friends first, okay?
Okay.
So, can you tell me about what you guys ended up doing?
We had a piñata, and we went to the park.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Who got to break the piñata?
I did.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I bet that was pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, was it just you and your friends at your party?
And my brothers and sisters.
And your brothers and sisters. Okay. So, can you tell me a bit about what you and your friends would normally do?
We like going to the park and riding our bikes and playing on our pogo sticks and playing cops and robbers.
That sounds like a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which activity out of those is your favorite?
Biking.
Biking? I love biking too. You get lots of time outside. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can you tell me what your idea of why we're here today is?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, so I want you to know that no matter what you say to me here today, you aren't in trouble and you haven't done anything wrong. And I want to make sure before we start talking about you and your family, that you and I have the same idea about what a truth and a lie is. Because it's important that you and I are on the same page about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can you tell me what the difference between a truth and a lie is?
So a truth is something that's factual, and a lie is something that's not.
Okay, so if I was to say that this wall beside us was neon pink, what is that?
That's a lie.
That's a lie? Okay. And how would you make that lie not a lie? How would you make the truth?
It's gray and blue.
Perfect. And what if I said that we are in France right now?
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Where are we?
Peterborough.
Peterborough. Perfect. Okay. And what if I said that it was sunny outside when we came in?
True.
True. Perfect. So now that we kind of sounds like we're on the same page about a truth and a lie, do you have any? You don't have any ideas about why we're here today?
Only thing I can think of is my dad running away.
Your dad running away. Okay. So can you tell me about your dad running away at your birthday? Did he show up at the start? Was he there at all that day?
He wasn't there at all.
He wasn't there at all? So when was the last time you saw him before your birthday?
Probably about a month or two.
A month or two? Okay. Now, I want to hear a bit about your other family members before we keep going about your dad, because I need to know who's in your home. So can you tell me about the people that you consider family?
Well, it's just my brothers and sisters.
Your brothers and sisters. So how many siblings do you have?
I have 5.
You have 5? Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Well, I have my sister Fiona and Deb, and my brother Lip, Ian, and Liam.
Okay. And who's the oldest?
Fiona.
Fiona. And how old is Fiona?
20.
She's 20. Okay. So who takes care of you guys?
Fiona.
Fiona does. So do you have, other than your dad, do you have another parent?
We have Mom.
You have Mom? Okay. So do you know where Mom is?
No.
No? Can you tell me about the last time that you saw your mom?
My birthday last year.
Your birthday last year. How did that go?
Okay.
Okay. And was she there a lot before that?
No.
No?
We only see her like every year or 2.
Okay. So can you tell me about how it went at your birthday last year?
It was okay. Mom really didn't say much or do much with me. She was just kind of there.
And how was that for you?
Weird.
Weird? Can you tell me a little bit about why that was weird?
Well, I thought like she might want to play with me or do something with me.
Okay. And did you ask if she would do those things with you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And what was her response?
She just ignored me.
She just ignored you. So, it doesn't sound like you really have a great relationship with your mom.
No.
No? Okay. So, was your dad at the birthday that your mom was at?
No.
No. Okay. Does he often come to your birthdays?
No.
No? So, do you know why that is?
He drinks a lot.
He drinks a lot. Okay. So, how often would you say that he drinks?
Like every day.
Every day. And when he drinks, how much does he have?
Like a lot.
Okay. Can you tell me what you mean by a lot?
Like a lot. Like he comes home and like he can't walk.
He can't walk? Okay. And does he ever drink them in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you've seen him drinking, can you tell me about how many drinks your best guess? It's
Maybe like 5 or 6.
5 or 6? Okay. So, does he come home, you said he comes home drunk and he can't walk.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen often? Not often?
Like maybe 3 or 4 days a week.
3 or 4 days a week? And does he live with you guys?
No.
No. So, he's living somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
but he's coming to your house 3 or 4 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
drunk. Is he coming during the day or at night?
Night.
Nighttime. And what happens when he comes?
Normally the cops bring him and he passes out on the floor somewhere.
He passes out on the floor somewhere. And how do you and your siblings respond to that?
Well, we're usually asleep, so we don't hear him.
Okay, so how do you know he's there if you're usually asleep?
We'll wake up to like my sister yelling at him to get up, or we'll hear him leave in the morning.
Okay, so you know he's there because something loud is happening, whether it's your sister or him getting up and going. It's generally something loud. That's how you know he's there. Okay. So when he is drunk, can you kind of tell me about your relationship with him while he's drunk?
He doesn't talk to me. He
Talk to me.
kind of just ignores all of us. He usually just sleeps. Or he'll just drink and just complain about everything. Complain about my sister spending his money and...
Okay. And how do you respond? How do you manage any feelings that you feel about those situations?
I just ignore him.
You just ignore him?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about your dad? Like, what are your feelings towards him?
Angry and upset.
Angry and upset. Can you tell me a bit about why those feelings are there?
Well, like all my friends have their dads and I don't. And it makes me feel bad.
Okay. So, when you say it makes you feel bad, is that just an internal feeling, or is there...
Yeah.
Yeah? So, is there anything else that is making you feel those feelings towards your dad, other than him not being around the way that your friends' dads are?
No.
No? Okay. Now I want to go back to your sister for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You said that your dad doesn't live there. Your
Mm-hmm.
sister takes care of you guys. She's 20,
Mm-hmm.
so she's an adult. So how long has she been taking care of you guys?
For 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years. So both of your parents haven't been around for 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there ever a period of time where your dad does live with you for an extended amount of time, more than 3 or 4 days?
Not lately, no.
Not lately. So how does your sister support you guys?
She works.
She works? Okay, so what time of the day does she work? Does she work while you're at school, while you're
Normally
home?
while we're at school.
While you're at school. So she's home when you get home then?
Usually.
Usually, okay. And can you tell me about the morning routines and what you guys do when you get up?
We get up and have breakfast, and then Fiona normally makes our lunch, and then we go to school.
Okay, so she always gives you breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
She always gives you lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes sure that you guys are fed,
Mm-hmm.
and she helps get you out the door in the morning. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I'm hearing from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what about the house? Can you tell me about like the condition of the house?
She tries her best to keep it clean,
Okay.
but having like 6 kids, it gets pretty messy pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Is there any? Is there anything dangerous about the house?
Not that I can think of.
Not that you can think of. And what about your heat and your power? Does it ever go off? Do you guys ever go a long time without it? Is it always there?
Not a long time. There have been times when it's been turned off, but Fiona always pays the bill like the next day, where she'll try and go talk to the power guy and he'll make a deal with her. Like if she pays it before the end of the day, he won't, like he'll just turn away and go.
Okay. So when the power goes off,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel?
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't have fans or anything, so it gets hot and everything, but it's never very, very long.
Okay. So it sounds like your sister is working very hard to feed you guys and to keep a roof over your head and to keep the power and everything on for you guys. Does that sound accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, do you feel safe in your home?
Not when Dad's around.
Not when Dad's around. So can you explain to me why it is that Dad being around makes you feel unsafe?
Well, he just yells and gets into fights with my sister.
Okay. What do these fights look like?
Like, he pushes her and yells at her.
Pushes her and yells at her. Does it ever get any worse than pushing and yelling?
No.
No? Never?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So can you tell me about the last time that they had an argument?
I don't remember.
You don't remember, so maybe it hasn't been in a while. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So is there anybody other than your sister who clearly works very hard to take care of you guys? Is there anybody else that you consider a support or a help, or somebody who kind of looks after your family with your sister?
My brother Lip does.
Okay. How old's your brother Lip?
He's 17.
17, okay. Now, is he still in school?
No.
No. Is that because he graduated, or did he drop out?
He graduated.
He graduated, okay. So is he working as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Is there anybody else that you would consider a support for your family?
There's my sister's friend, Veronica.
Okay. And how does she support your family?
She'll come over and help with breakfast sometimes, or lend my sister money if she needs it.
Okay. And how do you feel about Veronica helping out?
I really like her.
You really like her? Okay, perfect. So do you have, and we talked about the family supports, but I want to know if you have a support, somebody that you can go talk to if you're feeling sad or angry or scared or upset.
No.
No, you don't.
Not other than my sister and brother.
Other than your sister and brother. And do you go talk to them when you're feeling that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if you were at home and your dad was yelling and he left, you would talk to your siblings?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that you had a support, somebody you could talk to about the way you were feeling. Do you ever talk to any of your friends? I'm just concerned.
No.
No? Okay. I'm only asking because you are in a foster home right now, and I just wanted to know if there was anybody else that you could talk to. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my phone number so that if you do feel the need to talk to somebody while you're not able to contact your siblings, you can give me a call, or you can ask your foster parent to give me a call, and we can arrange a meeting and you can discuss some of your feelings with me. How does that sound?
Good.
Good? Okay. Now, do you have any questions before we wrap up our meeting?
No.
No? Okay. So what I'm going to do is in probably an hour or so, I'm going to talk to your sister, Fiona, and kind of get some information from her. And then I'm going to meet with a few other people. And I'm hoping, I can't make any promises, but I'm hoping that I can figure everything out and let you know what your more permanent situation will be by the end of the week. How does that sound?
Good.
Good? Okay. So no more questions before we leave?
No.
All right. Thank you so much for answering all my questions so well today, Carl. And we'll probably meet again near the end of the week, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.